From the most aggressive races
Carlos jumping the last, and Simon Squirrel's gone. He hampers Curious Carlos, but he
to the most unexpected outcomes.
They race up towards the line, and it's a five-way go.
Here are 4 of the most dramatic horse racing moments ever. Starting with Forte, the turbocharged horse. On April 2nd, 2023, what would be described as the most intense race ever happened.
And they're off in the Curlin Florida Derby. It was an excellent beginning for Forte. He'll be able to duck over some from his outside draw. Meanwhile, West Coast.
The momentum with which they launched was nothing short of pure energy, and it didn't take much for Fort Bragg to take the lead.
Through at the inside to take the early lead. Fort Bragg got over quickly, and he's on to take over now. Fort Bragg from the 10 post to the rail and on top a length and a half. Mr. Peaks is...
Just in a bit, the shuffling became both rapid and insane, with every jockey trying to take the lead.
Forte, they're toward the back of the field while 3 wide. Shaq Diesel is next, then Nautical Star, and Mage is last of all as they complete the opening quarter in 23-2.
Mr. Peaks and Mr. Ripple, unwilling to leave anything to chance, gave Fort Bragg the hardest closing in possible.
Jockey Joel Rosario and Fort Bragg on top by 2.5. Mr. Peaks is second, Mr. Ripple is third. West Coast Cowboy is down toward the inside, working out in the center is Cyclone Mischief.
Undoubtedly, it started becoming obvious that Fort Bragg could be the guy who wins the race. The best of this drama was about to unfold.
Mr. Peaks is second, Mr. Ripple is third. Up on the outside, it's Forte. He's starting to get to work now. He's about 8 lengths off this loose leader with 5/16 remaining. Fort Bragg.
It was either that Fort Bragg began to lose momentum, or that Mr. Peaks and Mr. Ripple, and especially Mage, had increased their momentum.
They race past the quarter-mile pole in the Florida Derby, and Mage got the jump on Forte as he goes to get Fort Bragg. Cyclone Mischief is fighting hard. He's still right there. Less than a quarter.
All of a sudden, it was no longer Fort Bragg, but Cyclone Mischief taking the lead. What a turn of events.
Cyclone Mischief, he's up for a fight and tries to turn away Mage. Forte better hurry up. Final 16th of a mile. Forte starts to gather in the top horses. Here comes Forte.
Just like the flash of lightning, Forte from nowhere was now in the lead. I bet no one saw this one coming.
Very close, but the champion prevails. Forte wins over Mad Jim. Mage was second. Third, Cyclone Mischief. Then Mr. Ripple. Fort Bragg for the high five.
Fort Bragg, Mr. Peaks, and Mr. Ripple at these moments were nowhere to be found. Can this drama get any more dramatic? Let's see the racing competition that was never a competition. On August 8th, 2025, the statement "the first shall be the last" turned out not to be true.
Off they race, and Slow Instamatical just stood there and is about 8 to 10 lengths away last and going clear May and June with no problem at all to whisk it.
Looking at the way they started off, you won't doubt how aggressive the race was going to be.
To the rail and leads a length and a half. Hello Jello is up second with Dragon on the outside pushing the pace a little bit now. A length and a half behind them is Devil's Tongue. Pinboy coming through nicely.
One thing was certain. May and June were taking the lead while the guy at the far back was keeping the back, and everything else was happening in between.
See moment the outside and a distant last Instamatical. May and June frolicking along, doing everything right. May and June and Amanda Vandermeer with a nice fashionable strike.
It could be said that Hello Jello, Dragon, and maybe Devil's Tongue made slight attempts, but fate was already sealed anyways.
Half lengths up sharing second placing Hello Jello, Dragon, and also muscling up the inside Devil's Tongue. This leader got out to lead by 4.5. And then Pinboy, who's...
As the racers in between kept shuffling from one position to another, as May and June were making more distance.
Ground, a gap away had Trixie Moment. May and June at the quarter leads by 6 lengths. In second placing Devil's Tongue, Hello Jello, Pinboy splitting them, and behind is...
I could have also said that all of a sudden, probably another racer took the lead from May and June, as Pinboys started making an aggressive move.
Alone, May and June into the final furlong. Has an enormous lead of about 9 lengths. Pinboy starting to really finish on well, but May and June well ahead as they come.
But the end will leave you completely speechless.
Well, it's the 8th of August, 8th month, race number 8. 8-8, it's all over. May and June does win and lives up to the lucky number for the chain.
Even though the other racers made it easy for May and June, the next video was more than a battle of the 5 warriors. On August 11, 2023, in the Champagne Pommery Cove Louise Handicap Stakes, what was supposed to be a race competition ended up becoming World War III.
Number 8 walks forward and goes in. That's it. They're all in. We're set to race. They're off. Racing over 1 mile and 4.5 furlongs for the Champagne Pommery Cuvée.
Just in a couple of seconds, Freak Out was already ahead, with Smart Lass marking him closely, and the rest were tagging along.
Freak Out away well to the inside, also breaking well near side is Smart Lass. They're followed by Fair Mac, who tucks in third position, racing just in advance of Tendentious.
This is where things started changing gradually,
which is Freak Out in the brown and beige as they take the corner and head towards the backstretch. Freak Out in front by 1.5 lengths to the blue and yellow diamond jacket of Smart Lass, racing second.
At this point in the race became really fierce, as every racer was after hitting the finish line first.
The Fair Mac, who's sitting towards the inside, racing third, making ground out wide. Can't Stop Now in the black with the red triple diamond. Centre pack then Tendentious in the green with a white.
With every racer gradually bridging the gap, it was becoming a concern if Freak Out and Smart Lass still had a shot at winning.
Towards the rear of the field by A La Francaise in the green and white hoops. Also towards the back in the blue and red hoop jacket is Simple Star, and the overall back marker in green and white is Gibson.
Nevertheless, Freak Out was unyielding, holding steadily his position with everything he's got.
And still got that one about 10 to 12 off the leader, which continues to be Freak Out. Down the far side of the track they go, then back towards the final 7 furlongs. Freak Out in front dictates the pace.
Looking at the situation, a lot was happening behind Freak Out. Even Smart Lass's position was becoming questionable.
A length to Can't Stop Now, racing second. A length back to Smart Lass, racing in third position. That one sitting towards the inside of the grey horse Fair Mac. Just behind those.
Gradually the pressure began to cave in on Freak Out, seeming as though some of the racers who had already given up decided to change their minds.
Rail races A La Francaise making up a little bit of ground. Deeper out of that one is Tendentious. Still well back in the field is Simple Star, and no move as yet from Gibbside.
This is where World War III eventually began, where there was literally no gap between the racers.
Down towards the final couple, inside it they go. Freak Out trying to see them off. Simple Star towards the inside, over the top. Gibbside the near side between horses. Can't Stop Now.
What happened would have been denied if not caught on camera.
So too out wide, A La Francaise. Freak Out really brave in front here, tackled by Can't Stop Now, and on the far side Simple Star. Freak Out trying to hold on, but tackled on.
That wasn't all. You need to see how this battle ended.
They race up towards the line, and it's a 5-way go. Simple Start to the inside, Freak Out right there. Can't Stop Now, Smart.
Whoa, that was totally insane. Still talking about insane moments? You'd need to see Simon Squirrel take the craziest fall of all time. On November 14th, 2022, in a horse race competition, the most unexpected event happened.
It's on the approach to the 4th last. Pray for a Rainbow on his quarters, though. Very good. Close behind with Ascot Dernella. He's shaken up on the inside, and then Curious Carlos. That was the...
Considering how tough the race was, the hurdles they had to jump were on another level.
Curious Carlos now coming after the front pair. Ascot Dernella is struggling. Pray for a Rainbow has...
Even though the first hurdle was seamlessly done, the next was not much of a good sight to behold.
Over the second last, Simon Squirrel jumped it well in behind. Very good. Helped to flatten it. Sean Bowen is now producing. Curious Carlos goes off in pursuit of the...
What happened next left everyone in a big shock.
Simon Squirrel as they run down towards the 11th and final flight. It's Simon Squirrel with a lead of 1.5 lengths over Curious Carlos jumping the last, and Simon Squirrel's gone. He hampers